Grand Rising, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It is October 1st, and we are on the precipice of a beautiful, beautiful eclipse that's going to come through and shake so much up in multiple different ways. And you've probably already been feeling this, but the message that came through this morning that I am supposed to give today is a message of transition of trust. You've come a long, long way, is what was just said, and the things that are being displayed in front of you right now are in such ways that it leaves you with no doubt, and they're saying cast all doubt aside. Your perception of everything falling apart, the perception of how your life is about to start, is what this is saying right now. What they're saying, it's about, you can feel this new start, that you're about to part ways. You're about to part. Some of you may be feeling this as an ego death, or the transition of a test is what I just heard. So the transition of the word, the transition of your words, the transition of your perception, the transition of your manifestations, the transcendence of full reverence, the transcendence of your worth, the transcendence of you putting you first is what they just said. So this is really big, because this is indicating you moving through right now a full embodiment, full surrendering of trust. And I feel like a lot of you were in tests that you didn't even know you were in. Now, this is beautiful because they are giving me two different cards here, and it says know your fears. To know thy fears is to be able to beat those things. They may be looking really big, and it may be looking as if, oh, what is happening to me? Your world around you is rapidly changing, but yet it doesn't necessarily feel that way. It feels like it's slow. It also feels like you have this new glow because you've learned what your fears were, okay, in order to overcome them. Because it's like once you saw your fears for what they were, you started to trust the transitional process more. You understood. It's like you knew shadow work, you knew what was going on, but now you got to fully live the experience and then see it to understand it. Here is what they're giving me. A lot of you could feel like you are on this change of where you've removed self-doubt. So the transition of trust, of full surrenderance, is a must. And so each one of you are going through this in your own way. Now, this energy of this Libra balance, we can call it just. It is just. It is true. There are things that are going to be revealed in multiple different layers. Now, we could talk about this collectively. We could talk about this interpersonally. Right now, it's getting you to formalize yourself in alignment for what's already there waiting for you. So when we talk about the planetary alignments, we talk about Uranus in retrograde there, and we talk about the eclipse that's going to, hit in a sense tomorrow, but we're already feeling the energy of it usually 3 days before, 6 months after, when it comes to an eclipse. But what this is doing is this is challenging you to focus on where you want your truth to be, where you want your truth to lie. And it's bringing up even things that have been covered up on multiple different layers inside of you, around you, from other people. All of that is coming up here. And this is the transition of trust. It's like you finally see that things happen for you, not to you. And what has been overshadowing you can no longer overshadow you. The transition of two, where two become one, the one becomes the sum. So you have fully integrated with this new life. It's begun. It's like you're in the very beginning of the prologue of a brand new book. Whatever has occurred, or whatever energy was trying to consume you or hold you back right now, Spirit shows me like as if, let's say you were just on the couch, you didn't know what to do with yourself. You just were kind of like, what am I doing? What's going on? I don't know what direction I'm taking. I don't know where my life is partaking, is what they're saying. Spirit, I just grabbed the back of like your shirt or your jacket. I saw this brown brown leather jacket, right? And or like one of those brown like raincoats, and it wasn't long at all, and they literally picked you up by the back of your neck like this and said, come on, we're going this way, we're doing this. And although this transition, choo-choo, right as I'm talking about you getting ready to go, you getting ready to take off and go a different direction, and there's the train, choo-choo. You may not know that you're on that path or you're on that direction yet, but by you living in the experience of putting the next foot in front of the order in front of you and doing what Spirit is showing you to do, this is where the transition is going to naturally take place and come through. We're living more from a heart-centered space rather than a place of mind. So you're really being called or pulled or directed, okay, in ways that are perfectly aligning you for your destiny that's already been there waiting for you in this prophecy, in this transition. It's challenging you to know yourself best, because once you know yourself best inside and out, there's no more self-doubt, is what was just said. Once you know yourself best, there's no more self-doubt, because you've been through the process of knowing what your fear is, what you have to do to get through them, how you handle that, how you alchemize it. Where two become one, the one becomes the sum. So the spirit, which is heart, your soul, which is belly here, and you literally, your mind, have all integrated fully this time. They're also showing me where it's integrated fully with your higher self, the divinity. More of you are coming into your sacred divinity. The crack of the anointing of the oil has been seeping over your vessel through this transition that you've been seeking, not to realize that it's all, you've been the only one peaking, is what they said, and not to realize that you have already been in that anointing, right? It's like you're now realizing it. You're in the experience of it. And they keep showing me one love, unity, in unison. So there are so many now, thank you, in unison of what consciousness is, what alchemizing energy is. You no longer allow your ambitions to overshadow your smaller successes. You see everything as a win right now. And that's not to be like woo-woo, all right, by any means, is what they're saying that's coming through. It's really about you being in a place of rest, acceptance, you knowing what you know best. It's a place of sweet reverence, is what was said. The make-believe versus the believing process. What you thought was true versus what you feel or know to be true now. The transition of trust. Divine prophecy is a must. So you have all gone through your own intersection of awarenesses based upon your own comprehension to give you what direction you have needed to be in alignment for the next action, is what was just said. You might have been in this place, or you were, in this place of some type of stuckness or stagnation. But now they're showing me this movement. They're giving me the 5 of Wands. They're giving me the 7 of Wands right now, which is persistence, perseverance. It's like you get to this breaking point where you don't know what you're going to do, and then boom, you transition through and you take off. So literally, Spirit's grabbing you by the back of the shirt again and going, nope, we're going this way. But the only thing you have to do is be in the experience of what you always knew. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Till we meet again. I know, I love these words of the day. The word of the day. Aren't you sweet? Till we meet again, guys. Take care. Mwah.